Okay, hello everybody. So I promised you a series of constructive videos. This is going to be the first one. I'm toying with names at the moment for the series, but the one I'm going with for this one, I believe it should be on the title of the video, is Hard Times. We're wondering what that means. So basically what I'm going to be doing, magic is expensive. We know that. We know not everybody has all the resources that they'd like to pour into it all of the time. But we still like to play, so what I'm going to be doing is building standard decks that you guys can build on Magic Online for 20 tickets or less. And I'm going to be playing with them, seeing how they do. In traditional Windmill Slam style... sorry, I should mention, I'm Oisin from Windmill Slam, in case you don't realise it's not Denis. He's not here. He won't touch constructed with a 10-foot pole. So, I'm going to be building decks for less than 20 tickets and playing with them. So yeah, in Windmill Slam style, I've done very little preparation for this. I haven't tested the deck yet. That's what this is all about. Now, I'd like for this to be an interactive kind of series where, I'd like you guys to be suggesting deck ideas and maybe changes to the decks that you'd like to see. And I'll be hoping to work with you guys on the decks and making them as powerful and competitive as possible. So without further ado, let's jump right into this deck. This is Phenax Mill, essentially, Phenax Control. The theory is it's a control deck that has a little bit of an easier time against aggro because it gets to drop early blockers like Hover Barrier and Wall of Frost. Control decks can sometimes be a little bit slow getting started, and aggro decks tend to punish them for that, so we get to set up early with these defenses and then move into the sort of more control-y elements. Apart from that, it's quite a typical control deck shell. We're running Psychic Strike over Dissolve because it's easier to cast, and you get a little bit of mill out of it, but mostly it's the mana. Syncopate, it's a pretty good option. It can be a 2-mana counterspell, and when it's not, it's still very useful. In terms of card draw, we just have 2 Opportunity. That's probably the one thing this deck is a little bit light on, but I needed to fit everything in. So we're going to see how that plays out. That's probably going to be one of the first changes we make is more card draw. In terms of win conditions, it's Phenax obviously is the way we go, and Consuming Aberration really helps get the toughness up for Phenax, and also it can just beat your opponent in the face if that's what you need. We've got Hero's Downfalls, Drown in Sorrow, and Cyclonic Rifts as removal. And then King Makar, the idea came to me late in the design of this deck where, you can tap him for free with Phenax. So, you might get a bit of value off of that, and also I kind of wanted to put him in a deck. Most of this deck is I wanted to play with these cards. Having said that, I have 2 Aetherling in the sideboard as alternate win cons because I realized as I finished the main deck, Deicide is a thing, which means, Phenax can just get completely hosed by 1 card, which is kind of, sad. It made me a little bit upset when they printed Deicide, I don't know about you guys, because they made all these cool gods that do really cool things, and they're not all, none of them are actually broken. But then they printed, a very easy way to just completely hose any deck playing with a god. Or built around a god, I should say. So, we're going to see how it goes. If Deicide is prevalent in main decks or sideboards, then, the deck just isn't going to work. We've got 2 more Drown in Sorrow and 2 Extinguish All Hope for various, situational things. Oh, sorry, Far and Away is another removal spell that we're running, just because I love it. It's excellent. We've got more counter spells, because some of the removal in the Control Mirror isn't as useful, so we've got 4 Dissolve and 2 Dimir Charm, and another Syncopate, which I can take out most of the removal and put in counter spells to play the control matchup. This deck actually does quite well in the control matchup, because its win con is weird. We've got 2 more Guild for when we need more removal, and like I said, the Aetherlings. So, yeah, that's going to be the deck. The plan is to take it into a 5-3-2-2 constructed, standard tournament. Like I said, I haven't tested the deck, so if we do end up losing round 1, what I'll probably do is jump into a 2-man queue and see how we can do. Because this is the first, Nature of the Beast, this is the first episode, I haven't been able to collaborate with you guys on it. But from now on, I'd like to, the best ways to do it would be to comment on this video, to send an email to windmillslammtg@gmail.com, or to follow me on Twitter. This is probably the best one. Follow me on Twitter and tweet at me, and I'll be, this is going to be a monthly video, so next month, if we're still doing this, I'll be tweeting about, I'll be asking you guys on Twitter what deck I should be building, and I'll be looking there for responses. So that's a good way to get in touch if you want to be involved with this process. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna jump straight in. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about the deck. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't really played a control deck in Standard before, so it's a poorly thought out deck piloted by someone who doesn't know how to play control. Let's see how it goes. I'll see you guys in the first round.